Everybody, this is Dennis with Prosperna. ¿Cómo está? And hopefully everybody's having a great day. We've got a pretty exciting topic, and we're really going to focus on helping Philippine real estate agents, brokers, and developers leverage Google to help them sell. All right, before we begin, I'm just going to move my fancy little image here in the bottom left. And actually, before we jump in, just to share with you guys a little bit about Prosperna. We're the only company that's 110% focused on helping agents, brokers, and developers out there like you guys sell faster, smarter, and really, quite frankly, just helping you build better relationships. And we do that by building technology and apps really to help enable those in the industry. Now, let's go ahead and get started. So, why Google? This first fact might seem pretty obvious, but it's super important that we are out there and embracing what's going on in the reality of how the buying journey works. And as you can see here, 9 out of 10 home buyers rely on the internet for their primary source of research. And then the second thing is more than half of them turn to the web as their first step in the buyer journey. So they're really going out to the malls. Are they really going out looking for and hoping that they bump into an agent or a broker at a mall? Not really. If you look at some of the Google searches, in 2016, which is 2 years ago, there was actually over 2 trillion real estate searches on Google. And since then, it's been some enormous growth of well over 22% of these real estate searches increasing every year. So clearly you can see that this is where buyers go first. Before they go into any of the directory listing sites that you can find out there, they really have to go to Google, right? So what's the problem with this scenario? Well, this is just a plain fact. Most of you out there, I would bet, aren't using Google to promote your business. And here are some examples of what's happening. This is you and many of the other agents and brokers and developers out there. And you guys are out there working hard, hustling, really trying to build relationships, prospect, generate leads, doing whatever it takes to find more real estate business. Now, on the flip side of the equation, this is your prospects. Believe it or not, obviously, by some of the facts out there, they are looking for people like you, trusted advisors, experts to help them with their purchase. The problem is it's too hard for both parties to find each other, right? So if you're really looking to make more of this, you've really got to leverage the opportunity and the fact that not many people out there are using Google. So the question is, where is your online presence? What are you doing? What is your strategy? What is your plan to get yourself found on Google? So to help illustrate this, I've put this picture and image together because this is a really good vision of what's going on. So you've got people, right, searching on Google for different types of real estate. And because many of the agents and the brokers out there just aren't empowered or don't have affordable solutions to help create their online presence, they end up putting their listings, this is you, putting your listings on MyProperty.ph or websites like Lamudi. You're going to put your listings there. You might put some listings on OLX, and you'll probably also put some listings on Property24 and Hoppler, right? You're throwing this massive net out there, just really, if you don't mind me saying, spraying and praying your presence out there. And unfortunately, this is what you end up doing is you're paying for some listings on Property.ph. You're paying for listings on Lamudi. You're paying for some OLX boostings or topping up. And you're also paying on Property24. And you're going to pay a commission on Hoppler, right? So basically what you've done is you've multiplied your expense and your effort by just trying to get lucky on all these sites. Well, all these sites, they've created a barrier between you and your ideal targeted buyer, right? So these directory property listing sites are nothing more than paid listings of databases in which you put your listings, and this is you, and you're going to attempt to put your listings on these different databases like I've mentioned before. But here's the true, honest, and ugly truth to the whole matter. Not only are you on these property listings, but guess what? These are all of your competitors on these listings, and everybody is just paying and praying and trying to fight for that customer. And everybody's listing looks exactly the same. So now that I've painted that picture, you can probably better imagine why it's so hard for you to really get the level of success that you're looking for. So how can you use Google to help you sell Philippine real estate? That's the million-dollar question, right? So imagine your real estate business looking like this, right? As people search Google, it's your website, right, with your property listings, with your blog content that's educating customers, building your brand, connecting with people. It's your images that you're probably already taking today when you go out on tripping sites, taking photos of the different areas and sites to see around your different projects. And it's your videos, your tour visits of what a one-bedroom looks like, what a house and lot looks like. Instead of having a layer in between you and your customers in Google search, why not have your own website, your own online presence, driving your own traffic without losing your traffic to your competitors, right? Just imagine that as being your business, and what would that look like? Well, in order to be successful at doing that, this is the simplest way to look at it, right? Because here in the middle is what you want. You want Google to recognize your website because of the SEO, or search engine optimization, which includes keywords, making your website responsive for mobile devices, and making it fast in terms of page loading speed. And you combine your website with content, right? And when you have engaging content, Google will see that, and they will start to rank your website higher, right? Because you're offering useful information to consumers. That's all Google wants. So the bottom line is, if you want to get found on Google, you've got to start creating your content. And I know that, and want to emphasize that you guys are doing this today, right? Remember, you're creating your listings on other sites. So instead of creating your listings on other property listing sites, create them on your own website, right? You are today doing tons of phone calls, tons of emails. You're already writing down the reasons of why people should buy from you, why they should buy your project, and why they should buy now. Why not write that down instead of on your emails? Write that on your website as a blog, right? That's a repetitive way for you to start selling 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And then, of course, like I mentioned, I know many of you are doing this already in terms of taking selfies, taking photos of your projects, taking videos, giving people virtual tours. You can do that because you've already got a high-powered video camera on your phone, right? So why not take everything that you're already doing, put that on your online presence on your website, right? So I know what you guys are thinking. You're probably like, Dennis, I may not have all the ideas. So what are some ideas on what we can create content for on our website? Well, here's a few that you can get started with. And if you did this on all of your projects, I guarantee you would start getting some really good search engine rankings on Google. So what if you wrote content on traveling and what it was like in terms of commuting and what the roads were like to your different projects that you're selling, right? To your different locations that you're selling. What if you wrote about and took photos of the different retail establishments? What if you wrote down your opinion on the top 3 nearest schools, right? What if you took Google Maps and really gave people a step-by-step tour on how to get to your project or the house and lot or the development that you're selling, right? What if you were going to just share a video like this or even write some information on your blog about local news, what's going on in the neighborhood, right? You're already doing these photos, you're already doing these videos, put them on your website. Each one of those adds up to Google as valuable content, right? Because if you notice on Google, when you click search, it'll give you a sub-navigation tab of all search, images, videos. All of those are being indexed by Google, and Google is identifying what are the helpful sites that are related to these keywords, right? Now, even more powerful, if they landed on your website, what if you had customer reviews and testimonials, right? It's that trusted advisor relationship that it's super important for you to build with companies, with individuals, and just people that are out there doing research, looking for your products and services in your real estate, right? So hopefully those are good ideas to help you get started. And let's jump into some case studies. Let's take a look at some actual Google searches and see what's happening, right? So I did this research here, and let's click on condo for sale in Makati. Right? This is what comes up. Okay, condos for sale in Makati. Right? You can see some paid ads, right, from some of the big developers, and well, that's good. That'll get you to the very top. The downside is many consumers are a bit wary on advertising, and they know that when they click on this, they're going to be falling into a sales trap, right? Below the ads, you've got the organic search rankings. This is, like I mentioned, how good your content is, how much content you have, and how you link your content to these keywords. This is how different websites show up in the organic rankings here. Let's take a look at, and these are different directory listings, and you can see what you guys are paying for, right? Now, however, there's this one guy here, and he's got a website called MakatiCondosForSale.com.ph. He is the only one for those key phrases that has a website, and to me, consumers are out there, when they see his website, they're going to go, hey, I don't have somebody to help me with the real estate. I'm not ready or not willing to talk to the big companies. I'm going to click on this guy's website and see what he's got, right? So click on the website, right? And here's what it looks like. Now it looks like the developer that he's working for has allowed him to put his or her branding on his website. But if you clearly look at the website and you look at the about, right, and it says about Makati Condos for Sale, you'll notice that this is an individual website, right? And this is the agent that actually represents this website and MegaWorld, right? This guy, Fred Melendrez, whoever you are, I don't know you, but great job in promoting your online presence and your brand, right? This is an example of what everybody out there can do if they were to establish their own website and their own presence, right? So let's go to another case study here. And let's look at the key phrase called house and lot Cavite, right? You've got a very similar situation. You've got some ads up here from some of the big developers. And you've got some Google local listings, which is a whole nother training that you can create for yourself so that you can show up right here on the top, right? But again, consumers are looking for trusted advisors. And they see these property listing sites. When they go on there, like I mentioned, you might get found on there. But again, all of the listings look the same, right? None of you out there would argue with me on that fact, right? You know it. But there's this interesting company here called Cavite Homes, right? Let's look at this company. Okay, they've got their own website. it looks like they're focusing on Cavite. So, there's a lot of people out there that search based on location. Oh, they got a nice little online chat. And as you can see here, they're really promoting their level of expertise, right? And the projects that they represent and why they should choose Cavite Homes, right? So again, this is not a company that I know, but great job to you guys out there. Those are just some examples that I found before our session today that I thought I might share with you guys. All right. So in a nutshell, hopefully you guys have seen just real quickly on how you can increase your sales just by using Google. And hopefully I've inspired you with some new ideas, and we appreciate all your support. Prosperna is still and the only #1 company out there, 110% focused on helping real estate professionals like you increase sales. For more information, visit us at www.prosperna.com. And if you like our video, we'd appreciate your support. Please give us a thumbs up, and also click on the subscribe button at the bottom for some of the upcoming updated training, news, and insights. Thanks again, and have a great